Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network tonight. Live coverage of championship night for the Kups and more Core Xfinity Series. We are here at the beautiful Auto Club Speedway for the final race in season number 6. We've had 16 grueling races here so far in this season. We've seen a bunch of different winners go down the list of winners here for the season. We got Alan Elwood with 4 wins, Cody Hemingway and Shane Terrian with 2, Nick Dickerson, Nico Garcia, Jeff Rhyne, Jack Stoneman, Tyler Skozen, and Tommy Rhyne, all with 1 win for the first 16 races. A win doesn't necessarily need to be had here tonight. All you have to do is beat the other 2 drivers in your division. So 3 drivers in each division are set out here to claim the division championships, as well as the overall championships for the entire season as well. Still up for grabs in quite a few of them, but 12 drivers here are what we're going to be keeping our eye on here tonight in each of the divisions. Carlin, we're joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, we're back here at a track that you and I both just absolutely love, and we'll hopefully see a great championship night.
Auto Club! Yeah, I mean, it's one of the best tracks in iRacing. I mean, it just has some of the best racing on here. I know a lot of drivers aren't like aren't a super fan of them, but you can't deny the great races that these tracks put on that are this style. The Auto Club, the Michigan, you can pretty much go back to back each week, and you'd see great races each and every week. And to kind of have the finale here is a great place. It gives the drivers the opportunity to do what they do best, go fast and turn left.
Well, we're going to see that here tonight. We're going to try and bring in our championship drivers for each of the divisions here tonight. Just trying to see if we got everybody in the Discord. We'll try and get a few in here in practice, maybe a few here at the end of qualifying. Try and get everybody in before the race actually gets going, so we don't have to have some extended caution laps at the beginning of this race. But we will. Let's see if we got everybody in here. Trying to see. All right, so we don't have everybody from that division, so we'll kind of skip around here, and it looks like we do have our top drivers in the Platinum division. We're going to go ahead and bring in those drivers. We got Tommy Rhyne, we got Cody Hemingway, which I'm not seeing him in here, and Jack Stoneman. So looks like looks like you're all by yourself here. No, there we go. We do have Jack Stoneman, so we'll bring in Jack Stoneman as well. So just Tommy and Jack here for the Platinum division. You guys are competing with Cody Hemingway. I don't see him in the Discord, but I want to bring you guys in here and talk a little bit about kind of your ideas here. What you feel it gives you an advantage here, or just are you happy to just be here? So Tommy, we'll start with you.
I just just kind of happy to be here for the most part. It's should be a pretty fun race. We're pretty limited on tires, so tire wear is going to come into it. Got to pit several times. Who knows? Pretty big place. I don't see us having a lot of cautions, but you never know. It's a crapshoot, man. You just got to go in there, control what you can control, and try not to tear anything up.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, switching over to you now, Jack. I know you were super excited to be in here. We will get our third member here, Cody Hemingway, in here. But keep it here with you, Jack. I know you were excited, and it kind of brought a smile on my face with the post that you had, that you were just happy to be one of the championship 3 here.
I still can't believe I'm even in this position in the first place, but I mean, that's how playoff systems work, I guess. With this race, I don't really know what to expect. I mean, 100 laps is a pretty long race for Auto Club, and kind of going back to what Tommy was saying, tires are going to be a huge factor here. I have no clue I don't know how I feel with the long run. I think the short run, I got it. I think it's just the long run. I'm just going to have to play it out as we go throughout this race.
Well, Cody, we'll finish off with you here. The only driver in the entire field here that has more wins than the rest of the playoff drivers. You have 2 wins on the season, both coming in the regular season. So, what is it going to take here to beat, Tommy and Jack? Do you think it's going to take a win? Do you feel like you're just going to keep an eye on those standings the entire time?
I mean, yeah, looking at this leaderboard, looking like it's going to take a win if Jack stays on top of it. He's been quick here. He looks quick here. So, yeah, it's just going to be about, managing the car and keeping your ego in check as far as I like to think I can run the wall here, and I can't. And I get into the wall, and then I'm slow. So, there you go.
Well, boys, we want to wish you luck there for qualifying and in the race. But before we let you go, we're going to get some shout-outs and thanks that you have. So, Tommy, we'll start with you.
Yeah, thanks Northern Towing Equipment, Jameson Custom Corvette, and of course Kim's Steaks and more.
Love it.
Get closer.
I remembered.
Jack, who are you going to send a shout-out to?
Gotta give a huge thanks to all my friends and families who've been supporting me throughout this season. I know they've seen me in my ups and downs, so I appreciate them for always being by my side at all times. Gotta thank Team Monster Racing Setups. Gotta thank UNOH, Victory Fuel. Always there for me, always loving what I do. All the staff here in Core Racing, all the admins, watching over us, making sure we ain't being extremely dumb. And again, just going back to my family, they've always loved me for everything I do, so I'm glad they're all watching the stream here, and hopefully we can bring out a good show for them.
Absolutely, buddy. And then Cody, who you got to thank?
I just want to thank my wife, my daughters, and family, and you guys for this great broadcast, this great season. David really works a lot behind the scenes. Anybody else who, I'm forgetting, sorry, but yeah, and the competitors are very, very nice. Everyone's very respectful, and race is good here. So yeah, everyone really.
All right, buddy. We'll wish you luck as well. We'll let you get to qualifying. That is your 3 drivers here in the Platinum Division. The 25 of Jack Stoneman, the 66 of Tommy Rhyne, and the 010 of Cody Hemingway. We'll let these drivers get some qualifying laps in before we bring in the Gold Division drivers. But Jimmy Auto Club, I mean, there's a reason we love it. It's a beautiful looking track just from looking up here from the blimp view. But it's a 2-mile track, so it's nice and big. But the biggest thing is it's so wide. There's so many different lines, and it's not even different lines, entering the corner. I mean, you can enter low, you could, drift up high, you could dive in the corner a little bit, you can run high and then cut it down low. There's so many different lines. There's about 100 different ways you can tackle each of these corners, which makes it very accessible for anyone that, has better tires, has a different pit strategy, needs to work their way back up through the field. You're never really out of it here at Auto Club.
No, never down and you don't want to get down and out. You got to be careful a little bit. Obviously, they talked about tires a little bit, but one thing that I did not hear from the Platinum drivers was the pit stops that are going to be needed here tonight. Yeah, I heard them say a few are going to be required, but how are they going to execute them? Are they going to come in? They're going to get black flags? Are they going to be too slow? Are they going to be too cautious? Whatever it may be, it's going to be a huge part of the racing here tonight, as long as they can keep it clean like they have been throughout the season. And we know that they can do it. But drivers are out there right now, Carl, giving it a whirl and putting down some lap times to get this thing started here soon.
Yeah, it looks like we'll probably bring in our Silver Division drivers here next, and Jimmy, we'll let you talk to them once we get them in here. It looks like they're going to be the ones that are done first. Just waiting for them to finish up here. But yeah, a little bit longer race here tonight. Typically, when we go to Auto Club, you're looking at maybe 60, 70 laps. But the extended night here tonight for championship night, going all the way out to 100 laps. So we'll see who's got the hot shoe tonight. We'll see, if it's a playoff driver, a championship driver that ends up going out there and winning it. Maybe we have another surprise, outsider come in and win. Let's see if Tyler Skosen can maybe get up there, get another win. Chad Coleman still looking for his first. Caleb Collins out there. Matthew Simmons, Grady Gherkin, quite a few drivers out there that are good enough to get the win. So we'll see who's got it here tonight. But we'll go ahead and bring in our Silver Division drivers here for tonight. That's going to be the 34 of Jeff Rhyne. We got... Almost grabbed the wrong one there. We got Josh Van Westen in the 121, and then Robert Kenny in the 034. So, Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and talk to our Silver Division drivers here?
We got the Silver Division drivers here in the booth, and I'm getting some
nasty static here from Josh Van Westen.
Van Westen, yeah. So just, I mean, you guys got up here this season, obviously having a great time. What are your strategies here tonight? We'll go with Jeff first.
That's going to be tough. I mean, we got to try to run 2 stints on 1 set of tires twice. Unless something happens and you need to take that first set, and then you kind of going to be in the hot seat all night then.
Yeah, definitely tires are going to be a challenge here tonight. I'm very curious to see who could do it and get it done here tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be really taking good care of the tires and try not to get that right front or that right rear hot. But we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out.
Well, definitely looking forward to that one. Robert, you're still in the booth here. You give us a rundown of how you're looking to tackle this thing here tonight and possibly come out the silver division champion.
I mean, I'm just trying to keep a clean race going. I've had spurts of being in other people's messes and spurts of having clean races, so just trying to keep it clean and stay out of other people's messes all night.
Sounds like an excellent plan. Obviously, as the silver drivers, you guys are part of the big window of where I like to watch. I call it the battlefield. The silver drivers there tend to be there the most often. So I think you all have some of the toughest driving out there. But Josh, since you're back here, get your words on how you're going to tackle this race here tonight.
Really, just gonna try to do my best to stay ahead of Jeff and Robert. They're both really fast drivers. We've been battling pretty good all season. I'm not going to take any talent away from them. They're fun to race around. They're good competition, and just got to do what I can to stay in front of them tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough group back there with the silver division. You're a very tight-knit group there. You got some great finishes. Obviously, a win by Jeff Rhyne to get himself in here locked in. And I've seen Josh Van Westen up there and Robert Kinney as well up front. So I wish you all the best of luck, but we're going to go ahead and let you all get down in that car and get ready to go.
All right, appreciate it.
10-4, thank you.
Have a good night.
Yes, sir.
Those are your silver division drivers here going for the championship. We'll quickly get the gold drivers in here. We got the 75 of Kelly Poynor. We got trying to see. There's Joe Sullivan in the 76, and then Jake Loesch in the 51. Guys, you guys are representing the gold here tonight. The gold standard, not the platinum. You don't have to worry about the platinum guys here tonight, but you got to worry about each other. And kind of just get your take on championship night. Kelly, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm ready for it. I'm just hoping I don't make any mistakes. I've had a year full of mistakes by speeding on pits. Hold on, let me start my car. Speeding on the pit lane, probably not starting my car this time, and crashing. But let's hope for the best, and everyone runs clean, and hopefully I stay clean with everyone else.
All right, Joe, what are your thoughts here for championship night?
Yeah, just trying to do what Kelly said there, just try to, you have to remain mistake-free, right? I mean, any kind of mistakes are going to, put you behind the 8 ball of everybody else. And then, I'm just battling those 2 other guys here tonight, and if we get a chance for a win, we'll definitely take an opportunity there. We usually try to do some field mileage stuff here in California or at Auto Club, whatever, and but I don't know if that's going to come into play tonight. It's going to be a fast track tonight, so we'll have to try to keep pace with these guys up front.
Jake, certainly a different look here, being over here in core, and I know you know some familiar faces from UCRL, but you're fighting for your own championship here in the gold. So what are your thoughts here?
It's been fun out here this year. It's been a lot of cars, and look forward to the opportunity. Tires are going to be a huge factor here. You're going to see double stints on at least 2 runs, so we'll see what happens.
All right, well, we'll wish you boys luck. We're probably going to have one extra pace lap after this one as well to get the other guys in here. But wish you luck out there, and hopefully we'll be talking to, obviously we'll be talking to one of you guys here at the end of the race.
Good luck, boys.
Good luck.
All right, that is your gold division drivers here tonight. We got one more. Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and take our bronze division drivers here tonight. It's going to be the 4 of Daltin Drummonds. We got the 85 of Dan Phelps, and then finally Jeremy Gainey coming up here tonight. I don't know why I'm not finding it. There he is, the 45 there of Jeremy Gainey.
So obviously I have you three drivers all in the booth here with us here tonight, and kind of get your thoughts real quick here as the caution laps are dwindling down and get ready to go green. But Daltin, what's your strategy?
Hey Dave, this is going to be good to go. So it's 2 to green right now. We're finishing up the interviews right now, so I'm not going to extend it again. It's going to be 2 to green right now, and then you guys are going to be going. So if you want to announce that for them.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Jake, you want me to throw you down there with Grady?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your other competitors.
Basically trying to get through all the hustle and bustle, and hopefully there ain't too much things going on in front of me, you know. Try to stay smooth and try to save them tires.
Definitely a strategy, pretty well known here tonight. Tires, a big one. But so again, congratulate you two for getting this far. I wish you the best of luck tonight, and stay safe out there.
All right, that is your Bronze Division drivers here as we get ready to get this thing under green. We're gonna get one more pace lap here, and then we'll set these boys loose. But while we have a chance, Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of tonight's starting order?
Well, I think I got some breath left for that. It's busy around here. Tonight's starting order is going to be Jack Stoneman on the pole, so starting it off the way he needs to, right out front. But alongside is going to be J.P. Phelps, one of the competitors that can throw a wrench in things here tonight. Kelly Poynor starts in third with Tyler Skozen, Tommy Rhyne and Jeff Rhyne on road number 3. Road number 4, Joe Sullivan with Chad Coleman. Road number 5, Jake Loesch and Cody Hemingway starting back there in the 010. Josh Van Westen with Caleb Collins on road number 6. Road number 7 is going to be Matthew Simmons and Grady Gherkin. Lucas Orduna and Robert Kenny make up road number 8, with Dave Tilford and John Crane making up road number 9. Back there and throughout the field in road number 10, Russell Black in the 064 will be alongside Joey Cruz for that's road number 10. Road number 11 is going to be Dan Phelps and Jeremy Gainey, Daltin Drummonds and Zane Bierman, and then James Malino and Terry Jansen. 27 cars out here to battle it out for a win, for a championship, whatever it may be. Enjoy and good luck.
Yeah, and I love the amount of cars we've got out here tonight. I mean, 17 races into the season now. This is race number 17, and we still got almost 30 cars out here for championship night. You know, technically, there's the overall championship. A lot of drivers are still battling for, but you know, really 12 cars in the championship hunt here tonight. But 15 cars, you know, not battling for division championship. That's awesome. That's awesome for the final race. So love to see it, but it's time to go racing here. Barney has got the green flag. We are finally ready to go 100 laps here at Auto Club. As the drivers grab the green flag here tonight, we are racing championship night here for the Kims, Kups, and More Xfinity Series.
Yeah, and immediately some close battling back there with the 010. Hopefully Cody didn't get too good of a jump there as coming across that start-finish line. Be one heck of a way to catch a penalty in your last race, as all the rules still apply here at Core Racing. But yeah, some 2x2 going on. Everybody looking good so far.
And then turn number 3 for the first time, and you see just the... I mean, it puts a smile on my face, Jimmy. You see 3, 4, 5 wide there going to turn 3 on the first lap. God, I love Auto Club. I mean, it's fantastic, especially here under the lights. It's no better place, really, in my opinion, to finish off a championship. We did it last season, and it kind of just made obviously absolute sense to come right back here again, because you can see right there, spread out, whoever you feel comfortable, wherever that car feels like it's fastest, and just have at it, boys.
Well, it's definitely just one of those tracks that are good to go. And just did a quick little review there. The 010, very close, but was still behind in order. So definitely, maybe the drivers in front of Cody definitely not as excited to get underway as he was. He's already moved himself up into P number 2.
And you see, it just makes perfect sense. You look at those standings right there. You got the 3 premier or 3 platinum drivers at the top of the boards. You got the gold division drivers right behind them. You got the silver kind of right there in the middle, and then you got the bronze back there towards the back of the pack, but all pretty much grouped together. The only, I guess, big gap is between Josh Van Westen right now in 9th place back to Jeff Rhyne in 13th. They've certainly switched up from the start of the race, as Jeff Rhyne is back 7 positions right now, and now back 8. But I think these drivers, you know, a few of them mention it here in the opening. They can't just run as hard as they want here tonight. They actually do need to think about tires. Now, does that play into factor, you know, for some of the drivers, like, you know, the drivers that we had on UCRL, like your Tommy Rhyne, your Jake Loesch's, your Grady Gherkins, where they're used to running a little bit longer of a race, used to stretching those tires out a little bit more. Does that give them a little bit more experience here tonight?
I mean, they do. They do have the experience of running on some ugly tires. Obviously, but they're out there consistently. They didn't have to come into the pits on them ugly tires twice, and that's kind of what's going to happen here tonight. The other thing that needs to be watched, Carl, and it's going to be close. They only have an hour and a half. That's 90 minutes to put in 100 laps. So our laps are out just at 40 seconds, so they should be good or very close to it. But you know, be careful they don't get themselves involved in too many cautions, or that infamous rain cloud might show up here tonight.
Already got 2-3 wide all down the backstretch here, but a good start for the field as we're here on lap number 5. Cody Hemingway, Tyler Skozen battling out here at the front. Hemingway way to the outside line. He mentioned he likes running up there, gets into the wall a lot, but well, so far so good. The 0-1 keeping it out of the wall, but he's side by side now with Jack Stoneman for 2nd place. Tommy Rhyne there in 3rd. Joe Sullivan rounding out your top 5. Jake Loesch, Kelly Poynor, Joey Cruz, JP Phelps, and Grady Gherkin currently for your top 10. And I spoke too soon. That 0-1-0 in the wall there a little bit. Now he's going to come out of the wall. 3 wide on the backstretch. Tommy Ryan's going to sneak down there in front of him, as is Joe Sullivan, Jake Loesch. And just one little mistake right there is going to slide him back. But you see, he's not scared. Goes right back up to the wall.
Yeah, I'd be scared. Too many laps here for me to be cruising around that wall, but I'm the only one out there, so don't have to really worry about too many. Obviously, the only time will be coming off the corner, somebody coming up from the bottom, pushing that car all the way to the outside. But, you know, I think a lot of these drivers are the way they kind of shifted around, or some of them that moved up through, you know, maybe have a little less to worry about. But, you know, them tires are huge, Carl, you know, and, you know, you got to wonder, you know, if some of the drivers out front are pushing too hard. Are they on a good pace? You know, Cody Hemingway shot up through the field pretty quickly. He was at one point up in P number 2. You know, it's just kind of, it's at a spot. You know, I think Jack Stoneman right now is on cruise control. You know, I don't think he's too worried about Tyler Skozen because he's not, you know, in the hunt here for tonight. Obviously, I'd love to get a win, but just would love, I'd say so much more, pull away a championship over, you know, the drivers that have made it this far here tonight. But so far, so good. Tyler Skozen is your leader over Jack Stoneman, Tommy Ryan, Jake Loesch up there in P number 4. Cody Hemingway for your top 5. That's Joe Sullivan, Joey Cruz, Grady Gherkin, Josh Van Westen, JP Phelps for your top 10.
A good start for the field here, and I want to thank everyone out there in CRN Nation tuning in here tonight for championship night, as we'll see who's going to be the top ones out there and getting it done here for the core Xfinity series. We're going to take a little break for the rest of the 2025 year after this one and get it kicked back up again in 2026. Not sure yet if it's going to be right back here in the Xfinity cars or if it's going to be something else. I'm sure it'll come down to a vote and see what they're going to be doing on Tuesday nights. But it's kind of hard to get away from these Xfinity cars, but because they've been so popular. Jimmy, I mean, you know, for how many seasons now? This is season number 6, and again, it's championship night here. It's the last night of the season. It's still almost 30 cars, and you know, for the season, we don't even have half of the cars out here that signed up for the series. There were over 70 cars signed up for the series this season, and we had a ton take laps and trying to see if we get so for the season, we had 63 different drivers get out there and run this season, that's phenomenal. can't ask for numbers better than that. So to say it's not going to be Xfinity next season, it's hard to say that. I feel like it's definitely leaning towards that, but we'll see.
As long as it's Xfinity, they will find me up here in the booths, because they would have to be in like the trucks. And even think about tempting me to get out there.
Well, I guess I should correct myself. It will not be Xfinity next season. But if we're in the same cars, it'll be the O'Reillys.
Yeah, same car, different name.
Exactly.
Tomato. Yeah, no, the B car was not the place for me to have any kind of success as far as driving goes. I had a lot of success with the trucks and the Gen 6 car that's no longer around. But that's why I lived when I was running here on iRacing with the ovals, and believe it or not, I got quite a few laps on a lot of tracks with those two cars, but have since stepped away, just focus on endurance racing. Tempted to see about finding a team for the weekend, as there is a little Daytona 24-hour kind of impromptu that they do once a year, this time of year, and it's tempting as well. It's a nice easy track, and it's a good way to kind of hang out with some of your buds, but don't know if that's going to happen here this weekend or not. But if not, maybe somebody can stream it and catch them up there, or who knows, maybe I'll go live or here to CRN and do some coverage of maybe one of the drivers that are out there, and just maybe support Sullivan out there driving, because it is a long time and everybody's always curious to see how everybody's doing. So maybe that's something we can do too, or at least myself will pop in there, give a little coverage on how the drivers are doing. Sometimes they're doing good, sometimes they're not doing so good. We got a lot of leagues out there, and I've heard CSRL walked away with a victory at the Suzuka 1000 that happened just last week. So you never know what you might find out there. But tonight it's all about Tyler Skozen leading this race, but you got a lot of other drivers out there fighting for points, fighting for internal championships throughout core, and it's probably one of the reasons I think we have so many drivers out here. We got everybody split up into kind of like groups in your own kind of rating that was produced there by Dave Tilford. Came up with a nice system back there, a little beating and banging back there. I think the 138 and Dave Tilford, speaking of which.
Yeah, keep an eye on that right now. As it's really been an absolute godsend. I mean, we tried to figure out for a while, how do we kind of rate our drivers, and thought about doing some kind of like your king of the hill kind of thing, and figuring out how we can have like an internal thing other than just the points battle, or maybe across different series. And really what it came down to is how do we keep drivers together that you look at your Tyler Skosens, your Jack Stonemans, your Tommy Rhynes up there at the top of the boards right now, compared to drivers that are more towards the back of the pack, like your Jeremy Gaineys, your James Molyneuxs, your Joe Thomases, that are good enough drivers that they can handle the car, but maybe just don't have the speed to be up there battling with it. Well, if you get in a series and it's just straight up points, you're probably not going to have any kind of shot at a title for one of those drivers. But here with the four different classifications that we have, with the platinum, the gold, the silver, and the bronze, it gives a wide variety of drivers a chance to compete the entire season long. And you look at it here tonight, your Daltin Drummonds, Jeremy Gainey, Dan Phelps, your three bronze drivers here tonight. A normal championship night for them, they'd be out here just plugging away, trying to maybe sneak in a top 10 to finish out the season. Well, here they're competing for a championship.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely unique, and you don't get that in many places. I think a lot of leagues that have kind of been around core long enough to kind of see that and have mirrored just a little bit, or their version of maybe an AM and a pro, kind of maybe not so many, but just giving drivers that opportunity to kind of give them something to fight for, each and every week, and kind of keep a larger group of people together, which is what it does. It also gives some of these slower drivers a chance to learn from some of these more seasoned or veteran drivers out there, and maybe make them a little faster. So when they do maybe possibly do officials, I'm sure there's drivers here in the field that still do officials that, gives them, a little better edge to make them more aware and up their racecraft, and they'll get out there and get at it and try to compete with the general population instead of just here on Tuesday nights. But either way, it's just been another great race so far. Everybody's doing a fantastic job. We're here on lap 18.
Yep.
And they're going good so far. Everybody has a couple close ones, couple scrapes of the wall, couple 3 wides, a couple almost. But everybody trying to, I think, take their time. It's going to be a little while out here. Obviously, still have a lot of laps left. Still have 82 laps here at Auto Club. So looking to see who can conquer this track here tonight and obviously walk away the winner and champions.
Well, it definitely seems like there's no team rules here for the UNOH boys here at the front with Tyler Stewart and Jack Stoneman, because they've been just going at it back and forth, switching the lead between each other for how long. Tommy Rhyne just kind of sitting back there watching the whole thing transpire as they kind of a little bit of 3-car breakaway for a moment, but now you see Jake Loesch in that purple number 51 kind of sneaking up there with Joey Cruz coming up there in 5th, and Cruz, you mentioned it a couple of times, Jimmy. He is kind of the tough luck loser out of the drivers that didn't make the championship round here tonight, and just took one mistake. I believe was he got into it with Russell Black in one of the races that ended up could have been a top 5 finish overall, and because of that, it basically took him out of the playoff. He needed a very good finish last week, and it didn't happen. So he's out here running to try and finish off strong, and could very well be seeing him in the gold division next year. I mean, he's come quite a long way, and he's out there for quite a long way. But we do see our first round of pit stops. We had a couple drivers in already. Russell Black, Zane Bierman in that time by. Wonder how these pit stops are going to play out, because it looks like we got some of our leaders coming in this time by. As got a little close there with Stoneman and Scoes, and we got Tommy Rhyne coming in there. Looks like so far I don't see any black flags, so good pit entry here. And Jimmy, right on 20 laps in for these drivers. So are we possibly looking at, trying to make a number for fuel? Because certainly you want to do 25 times. You don't want to have that extra pit stop in there as well.
Yeah, and I think, obviously if they're at that point, hopefully they get it. Maybe they can do an extra lap or 2. We'll find out by when the next set of drivers come in here, as all these drivers come in here at 20. Had some come in at 19, so I'm wondering how much they were saving, but you can see there, looks like Tommy Ryan's going to win the race off pit road here. And this could be the lead change here.
Big moment back there for, I believe that was Jeff Rhyne, as he just got it woed up and into pit lane. And we still have another lap out there for Dan Phelps, as he did not come in the pits that time by. He is out there for another lap, so he's stretching this thing out, playing a different game here tonight. I'm sure he's discussing some different things with his teammate Kelly Poynor, as both of them are in the mix for division championships here tonight. But yeah, it looks like Tommy Rhyne was the first one out. Dan Phelps going to be coming in this time by. It's going to complete our pit cycle. And Jimmy, 27 cars in, 0 penalties in pit road. Fantastic job.
I mean, as far as entry goes, I still have to wait for Dan to get off pit lane and make that 100% correct.
No penalties on entry.
But, obviously, Dan stretching out here, lap 22, as he just crossed the start-finish line to get to his stall. So, yeah, good run for everybody. It does look like there is going to be a lead change. Tommy Ryan out front now over the field, and Tommy was kind of laying back a little bit. It's something that Tommy's done in the past. And Tommy's no stranger of long stints on tires. So 50% fuel, and if they had 100% fuel, that one set of tires makes a lot of sense. So drivers are gonna be, out there. They gotta take care of their car. They gotta take care of their tires. This car is not gonna feel great towards the end of this stint. So when they get out there, fresh new tires after the next stop, they're gonna feel like they're flying. But right now, it's all about just hitting your marks. Don't let somebody walk away. Jack Stoneman obviously wants to keep Tommy within check, so he has the opportunity to possibly get a win over Tommy here. As you can see him right there out front. Tyler Sullivan sitting there in P number 3. Is he trying to get up there? Is he coaching Jack at all? Is he gonna help him at all? If it comes to pushing or drafting with him or what may it be. But you look back just a little bit farther. In P number 4, you have the number 51 of Jake Loesch, and then you have JP Phelps and Grady Gherkin. Those 4 drivers are from obviously previously we covered, Carl, and they're used to do long runs on old tires. The fact that they had to stop, but here you are, you find all 4 of them in the top 6. So advantage, you say earlier? Maybe.
Yeah, quite possibly. But I do see some differing strategies as well. Most of the cars came in and took fuel only. Not all of them. Some deciding to go off strategy on tires. One of them, Robert Kenny. He was 3rd in line out of the silver drivers. Now passing Jeff Rhyne, he is 1st in line out of the silver drivers and looking to make those new tires work here. It's certainly a different strategy to have, because you're looking at it. If you're going to have those the pit stops as they are, like they're saying, they're going to have at least double stints on the tires. Either way, you're going to have some stints out there where you're going to have to use tires. So, do you take him after the first pit stop like you see Robert Kenny did here? Or do you decide to go 2 stints, then take tires, 2 stints, then take tires? You'll have fresh tires for that last run at the end. But, here for Kenny, I'm assuming he's, going to now go 2 stints on tires. So he's going to be slower than the drivers after this next pit stop. But if he can catch some guys sleeping right now, maybe look through the field. Sometimes, Jimmy, or I should say a lot of times, defending is a lot easier than it is passing. So if you can catch guys on a different strategy here, you see him going 3 wide here. He's got the tires to do it. He's, a lot faster because of those new tires. So passing is a lot easier. Then at the end, he's just going to have to worry about defending.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, he'll have to use these sprints here, and everybody's just kind of spread out, so he's able to just kind of bob his weave, hit through the field. Really no slowdown at all, to be honest. Just kind of driving where he wants to go, like he's on a Sunday cruise going, because everybody's kind of starting to spread out here a little bit. And maybe a smart call of everybody to go 34, trying to gain some positions here and put a little pressure on his competitors and be like, hey, I'm up here and closing on the top 10. Can you catch me? So, a little bit of stress on there. That could be, somebody's, I got to nail this pit stop, and they make that mistake. We had no mistakes last round going into pit stops here at Auto Club. So the first round of pit stops, clean and green, and everybody were able to get in there and get away. But we're early. We're still very early in this race, and we'll still have one more pit stop before we even hit the halfway point.
Another one that took tires here is the 45 of Jeremy Gainey, trying to run down Daltin Drummonds here. He's currently sitting in 19th, a few spots behind Drummonds, trying to work his way back up into the mix here. Not sure what exactly happened to Cody Hemingway. He is back here in 25th position. He was battling for the lead with those drivers, or at least in the beginning, and slipped back a little bit, but I haven't seen why he slipped back this far in the running order. He's back here 25th. He is now 18.5 seconds behind our leaders. So certainly a different strategy if that's what he's going for. I didn't see what happened if he got loose or maybe getting in a wall just one too many times. But I mean, his pit time, it's not like he stayed in there to get repairs done or anything like that. He's just back a lot further here. So we'll see how this thing plays out. Maybe need a caution at some point for Hemingway to get back in this, because right now, Tommy Rhyne, Jack Stoneman, and Tyler Sullivan appear to be the class of the field. Those top 3 right now have spread out to about a 2-second lead over JP Phelps and Grady Gherkin rounding out the top 5. Then you got Jake Loesch, Chad Coleman, Kelly Poynor, Russell Black, Robert Kenny for your top 10 as Kenny now moving up into 9th place. Those fresh tires, Jimmy, they looking mighty fine on that 034.
Yeah, and I'm sure the other drivers are out there just a little bit jealous that the 434 could just go wherever he wants to. and just like, where did this guy come from? And new territory here. Obviously not a bad call for Robert Kenny to give him. So like I said, it's pressure. It's this is the race that if you can mess with somebody's mind just a little bit and throw them off, make them push too hard, and then they use up their tires, or maybe it's reverse, like reverse out there, and Kenny's using up his brand new tires way too fast, and he's going to be slower than these drivers are now with what he's got. But doing a good job right now, working his way up to the field. What he doesn't need, though, Carl, I would say would be a caution flag.
No, I think him and same thing with Gainey, they don't want caution flag right now. They're leading their respective class right now, and in fact, Robert Kenny up in his 7th place right now, so great drive through the field. Jeremy Gainey threatening to break up into the top 10, as well as he's left Daltin Drummonds behind by quite a few spots here. So it's really shaking up with a few drivers taking some different strategies. But we'll take a look at our leaders in division here right now. Tommy Rhyne obviously leading the race and pulling a little gap here as well, about 0.4 of a second ahead of Jack Stoneman here at the front, making those tires last longer, because you think about it, Jimmy, that first run, you're going to have roughly the same tires, whether you save them or not, but you're really going to see it towards the middle or late second run here, and that's what you're seeing right now. Maybe Tommy Rhyne saving those tires a little bit more in the first run out there, and able to break out a little bit here over Jack Stoneman. Jake Loesch here in 6th place, doing good here. And the purple Scum Frog at number 51 up in 6th place right now. Got a few spots in between him and Kelly Poynor, who's back there in 9th place. Robert Kenny, as I mentioned a few times here, has got the top spot right now in the silver, up in 7th place overall, because he's going off strategy here on the tires. Took a set of tires on the first pit stop here tonight. But, I mean, you look, he's in 7th right now. Jeff Rhyne is 5.5 seconds behind him in 19th. That's the next silver driver right now, so big gap. In the bronze division, kind of the same talking points. Jeremy Gainey took the tires on that last pit stop. He is sitting in 11th position and now in 10th as he moves past Russell Black to move into the top 10. Daltin Drummonds is 2nd in the bronze, but he is 3 seconds back in 17th. So some pretty big gaps with a couple of these, some pretty close gaps with the platinum and the gold. But either way, it's been a fantastic run. A third of the race is done. Jimmy, we still got 66 laps to go. This thing is far from over, but we're already seeing some different strategies shaking up the field here, Ben.
Yeah, I'm still watching that rain cloud. It's dwindling in here. It's like I said, it's where I think they have the potential, obviously, to finish this thing here. They're at 24 minutes, 35 laps. They need to make it. Let's see, what is that? So at 45 minutes, they need to have 50 laps in. So, like I said, they got 20 minutes to get in 15 laps. So, yeah, they should be good. It's just that, they don't need this race to go from what it is right now, where it's awesome here, clean and green, figuring out strategy, figuring out tires, racing each other hard, to caution fest, or, they'll find themselves getting rained on, and I guess they'll be well-deserving if they do something like that. But battling all over the place, those look like the closest battle is back there for 15 to 16 with Caleb Collins and Joe Sullivan. Those are very, very close together at the moment, but yeah, just doing a great job overall here tonight. I don't have the track map up, and I probably should.
Skittles starting to spread out here a little bit across the field, as looking at Tommy Rhyne, from Tommy Rhyne back to kind of the group of the field, you would say, is probably back to James Mullen on 24th, is 21 seconds. Cody Hemingway is back, still in 25th position, 25 seconds behind the leader, 24.5 seconds behind. Then Phelps, same thing, falling back here a little bit as well, 25 seconds overall behind the leader. And then Terry Jansen is currently on the same backstretch as your leaders, as he is about 32.5 seconds behind right now, going to run it by himself. But out front, It is the 66 of Tommy Rhyne, Jack Stoneman, Tyler Skosen, JP Phelps, and Gritty Gherkin leading the way. And getting close to our second round of pit stops as well. Getting close to that that lap 40 mark. We'll see if anybody's got to come in earlier. Looks like Terry Jansen bringing the 28 in the early / unscheduled pit stop there for Terry. But I would think these drivers are going to want to try and get to at least lap 40 and keep that thing status quo.
Yeah, I'd say at least 40. 39 I can see. So it does look like they can stretch out to like 21 laps, but I only had one person go 22. So yeah, it's going to be a close one. You should start seeing some drivers come in. It does look like Terry Jansen is already in.
Well, keep in mind also, Jimmy, is we did have those extra pace laps, so that I'm sure it extended it a little bit. So you know, maybe the fuel run is actually closer to the 22, 23 mark, and they're good to go. So the extra couple you know, laps under caution in the beginning maybe have switched up the strategy, got a little bit closer than what it actually is. But yeah, we'll see how everything plays out here, as we should be seeing pit stops here in the next couple laps.
Yeah, if that's the case, Carl, they need to go over 40. Because I think, obviously, a caution lap would be less fuel. So, yeah, I think the drivers over there push that 21 mark. Yeah, that 19 and 20 is looking kind of thirsty there, where those cars are going to want to come down and get a drink. But, yeah, they're all coming down right now to cross the line to start lap number 40. So, still nobody in the pits, except with the exception of Crane coming in here at lap number 38, and Terry Jansen was in on lap 36.
Yeah, listen, you don't want to have an extra pit stop at the end of the race. You don't want to have a splash and go, but you also don't want to run out of fuel. I mean, if you absolutely can't make another lap, you can't make another lap. It is what it is. You got to commit and you know, eat your crow and maybe try and save a little bit on that next run. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if the 66 is saving. I don't know if he's saving fuel, tires, anything like that. He's going fast, and he's definitely going faster than our leaders. Is JP Phelps, the first one from the top 5 coming into the pits. Meanwhile, Tommy Rhyne has got a 3/4 of a second lead out front. As a 66 looking to claim the Platinum Championship, and this would not only give him the championship here in the playoffs, but also in line to pick up the overall points championship, as well, as he came in 32 points ahead of Tyler Skosen and 35 ahead of Alan Elwood, who's not here tonight. So we'll see if you know, if he can hold on to any kind of semblance of this position. I mean, really, he's just got to finish inside the top, you know, roughly 15 to claim the overall standings. But he's wanting that playoff championship as well. Here comes the leaders into pit lane. Robert Kenny, he's trying to stretch those tires out as much as possible. He's going to stay out there, as he was all the way up into the top 5 before the leaders came in. So he's going to run at least another lap or two. Chad Coleman now slides into second. Jeremy Gainey in third. So far, knocking on wood, Jimmy, still no penalties coming into pit lane. So great job by these drivers. Keep that up. Definitely don't want to see anybody's championship hopes and dreams go up in smoke from going into the pits a little too hot and heavy. But we'll see when the rest of the drivers come in. Right now, it looks like the top 11, 12, 13 drivers have yet to make their second round of pit stops. And it looks like Robert Kenny wants to go around for another lap.
And yeah, obviously, good on him for doing that, as the 66 and gang that we're in are coming down off the stands and heading on their way out, as drivers are still coming out as well. Does look like Tommy Rhyne did win, continue to hold that spot. So back in, where the heck is he?
P15 right now.
Yeah, back in P15. So obviously a bunch of drivers still needing to come in, but you know, I mean, I think right now, you know, obviously they're in the sweet spot right now, looking at a green flag run, little dog to the end, and then we've seen Core do it, so it wouldn't be surprising to see it a great ending. But if you look at the 66 right behind Tommy Rhyne is another familiar face, the number 78 of JP Phelps. He's somebody that's had his ups and downs here with the Xfinity car for sure, but no stranger to leading races in this car. Actually, seems to be closing in on number 66 at Tommy Rhyne.
Yeah, I mean, he was up there in the top 5, but, I mean, fantastic pit stop by both Tommy Rhyne and JP Phelps. Not sure if they're working together here tonight or not, but, I mean, both of them, 14.67 for Tommy Rhyne, 14.63 for JP Phelps. Jack Stoneman, Tyler Skozen, both in the 15-second range, 15.12 and 15.18. Still, you know, well within range here is Joe Sullivan. No surprise, he lasts an extra lap there. Looks like Cody Hemingway is trying to stretch this thing out as well. Certainly well off of where he wants to be right now for this race. Looks like him, Dan Phelps are the only ones yet to make their second pit stop. And now
got a black flag.
Here comes Cody Hemingway in there, and yep, James Molyneux, our first one to get a black flag here tonight. And now it looks like Matthew Simmons is going to have a black flag, possibly exiting pit road there, maybe unsafe exit. He's going to have to bring the 49 back into pit lane.
Yeah, that's a tough one to swallow, but
Joe Sullivan in the pits, he's fine. Looks like Cody Hemingway in the pits. Dan Phelps still out there. Most likely going to come in this time by, and now shuffle the lead back to Tommy Rhyne as Dan Phelps doing a good job here in the 85, stretching this thing out, but is it going to be the right strategy in the end? We're coming up on the halfway point, not there yet, but you see Dan Phelps going around for yet another lap. Not going to be able to make this on only one more stop. It's too much to ask for a 25 lap stint here for the fuel from what we're seeing out here so far. But looks like yeah, another.
Wouldn't that be it?
Well, we do have
come out, pump some gas.
another black flag, Jimmy. Joe Sullivan. Not sure if it was speeding on exit or if it was unsafe. Maybe touching the track on the exit. He's going to have to bring the 76 in, and now this is our first playoff driver with a bit of a boo-boo here as Joe Sullivan has to come through, serve that penalty. He's going to be plenty far behind now. Cody Hemingway with a penalty as well. The hits just keep on coming here for the 010, and we talked about, you know, wanting to keep it clean here and do well. It's not working out so far right now as Dan Phelps is going to come in behind him, stretch that thing out to lap 46. It's going to shuffle it back to Tommy Rhyne now in first place, and you see Jack Stoneman has gotten around JP Phelps there in second, and Tyler Skozen is in your 4-car breakaway. And I say breakaway because from Tyler Skozen back to Grady Gherkin, it's a 3.7-second gap, so a pretty big gap here as you got Jake Loesch right there behind him. He's going to dive down the inside, and Loesch is going to move himself now up into 5th place. Looks like a few drivers deciding not to take tires this time. Certainly Robert Kenny, you understand why he didn't take tires, but Grady Gherkin, looks like he's saving all those tires for the second half of the race. Pretty interesting strategy here from the little pickle that maybe Ken tonight.
It's a bold strategy. Obviously, being able to just kind of go back to back to back with nice clean tires, or maybe just saying, well, maybe that caution will come out. Maybe somebody will mess up. It's not looking like that right now. I mean, we're on lap 48, about to hit the halfway mark here soon. Just a quick few laps here at Auto Club, but Tommy Rhyne leading the way over Jack Stoneman as they battle for a championship. Here is the Platinum Series as Jack does get around JP Phelps for that second place, and now trying to run down Tommy Rhyne. You know, and is Jack starting to get a little antsy, wanting to get that number 25 out front? Obviously, been quick throughout the season, got himself in the championship, thrilled about that, and now trying to possibly get a victory, or at least to finish above the 66. And I mean, if he's got the speed and pace and his tires aren't coming down, I mean, I applaud him for chasing down Tommy, but just got to be careful. Don't overwork that wheel and brakes too much. You'll find yourself later in the race wishing that you would have just waited just a few more laps. But looking good on that back bumper of the 66 right now. The number 25 of Jack Stoneman in P2, trying to take the lead away from the 66 of Tommy Rhyne.
Well, so far, Jimmy, we have one division that has yet to make a mistake. Only one, the Silver Division, because Dan Phelps, penalty on the pit road there. He had to come back in. So now we have Joe Sullivan, Cody Hemingway, Dan Phelps all in third place in their division and all plenty far behind as well. You see Joe Sullivan and Cody Hemingway down 1 lap, Dan Phelps down 2 laps. Definitely going to need some caution in the second half of this race to get them back up in the mix, but so far it's not happening as we are lean and green. Keeping an eye on the silver division as well for Robert Kenny, because now this is the stint where he is going to be a lot slower than the drivers around him, and he's going to try and do his best to keep as many cars behind him as possible. Right now he's in 12th. The next closest silver driver is still about 5.5 seconds back. That's Jeff Rhyne in 17th. So it's definitely a different dynamic right here between these two. Jeremy Gainey, same thing. He's starting to slip back. He's already lost his division lead to Daltin Drummonds, as Drummonds working his way up towards the top 10 right now, as the next car in front will be 10th place. We're 3 wide here as you see Jeff Rhyne going to the inside to pass Gainey and Tilford on the front stretch. But yeah, as actually, yeah, looks like Jeremy Gainey that doesn't have the new tires. That's right. But yeah, Daltin Drummonds now moved himself into 10th place. So our division leaders currently are in first with Jack Stoneman, as he did just make the pass on Tommy Ryan. We'll take a look back and see how that transpired. See out of turn number 1 here, and then send it in pretty nicely into to turn number 3. More worried about getting that clean air and getting that position as he takes over the lead here tonight. Once again, we'll get you back live here as Tyler Skozen has gotten around JP Phillips as well. So it is Stoneman, Rhyne, Skozen, Phillips, and Loesch for your top 5. We're past the halfway point. 53 laps are going to be done after this time by, so we're going to have 47 laps to go. The championship is still definitely on in all of these divisions. It's definitely a little bit of a wonder what's going to happen for the bronze and the silver. No surprise there, but you know, some different tire strategies for both of those divisions. Excuse me. In the gold, you got Jake Loesch in 5th place right now. Kelly Poynor in 9th place. Those are really the only two battling in the gold right now, with Joe Sullivan having his pit road issues. And then in the platinum, you see it, and he's seen it all night here so far. The top 2 in the platinum are Jack Stoneman, Tommy Ryan, with Cody Hemingway having his issues at the back of the field as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I'm not shocked that the drivers are so close together for each division for the most part. And, the system that is in play here at Core is, I can't say it's flawless, but it is pretty dang accurate when it comes to grouping people up in the same skill level and being able to give them a chance to race against each other, on the track here. Obviously, maybe not the leader of the race, but the leader and a winner of your peers of like skill level. So it's good to see. Like I say, I continue to say it. I think it's one of the best things here at Core. Somebody that's new can get a chance to battle and get faster and move up, and then get another chance and keep going until you basically settle out to about as good as your abilities can be here at iRacing. But you're still out there. You still get a chance to watch and learn from some of the more seasoned people, and you will eventually get a little bit faster. Just your progression slows down a lot more. But here we are now, Carl, lap number 56. So we're going to come in here in just a few more short laps, and it's still as tight as can be up front with Jack Stoneman, Tommy Ryan, and Tyler Skozen for second and third. JP Phelps falling back just a little bit, not too far there in 4th place. Jack Loesch still holding on to P05.
Well, while we got a chance here before the next round of pit stops, I think it's about time we step aside here a little bit, get ourselves a beverage to watch the end of this championship night here, and give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
Love to hear it, love to hear it.
Sights and sounds here of the championship night for the Core Xfinity Series presented by Kim's Kups and more. And we got something that we haven't seen all race long. We have a caution on the speedway. I didn't see exactly what happened here. I don't know, Jimmy, if you caught it at all on your side. I see nothing in iOverlay, I mean in SDK at all.
We start doing that.
Let's look here and see if we can see what happened here. Oh, yep, on the apron, and oh, gets Matthew Simmons as well on the backstretch. That's going to bring out our first caution of the night, but if you've seen Under the Love to Hear It, we had another penalty by a championship driver, and that was Daltin Drummonds getting a penalty in pit road. So as it stands right now, Jeremy Gainey definitely sitting in the catbird seat in the bronze division with both his competitors getting black flags, and in fact Dan Phelps has called it a night. He's going to finish in 27th here tonight. So, I mean, he only had one more competitor beat. That's Daltin Drummonds. Getting that penalty definitely helps the chances here for the 45. But this is definitely going to stir some things up here. And Jimmy, we're 30 laps from the checkered flag here once we get back to the line this time by. So you can't make it to the end here. But do you come in this time and take tires? And then all you have to do is just come in for that stop and go at the end. I mean, to me, that's maybe the way I would lean. I mean, I would definitely come in. If I'm not towards the front, I'm coming in to take fuel at least. But I kind of tend to think I would take tires here. You're going to be faster than everybody by a pretty good margin.
All right, so there's a lot of things kind of going on, right? So right now, it doesn't really matter for the Platinum drivers. Rhyne and Stoneman stay out. They're battling for each other. So it doesn't matter whether they take tires or not. They're going to be in the same pit strategy. They're going to try to race each other to the end. They don't have to win. They have to beat each other. The fact that they've been running up front and leading this thing is quite important. But then you look at all the other drivers that came in. Were they championship drivers? Did any of the championship drivers come in, and are they taking tires? Are they going to go off strategy? Are they going to go in here and take new tires and run 20 laps to 90 and then just a splash and go? Or are the drivers out here now going to run 9 laps, go in, get their final set of tires, and go for 20? We'll see. We've seen that Tommy Rhyne, how fast he is on old tires. Obviously not as fast as brand new tires, but was walking away from Jack Stoneman, 10th by 10th, lap after lap there towards the end. So before the caution flew, does Tommy have enough for Jack here on out? Maybe, but they need to make one more pit stop. This here is just going to make that pit stop a little bit shorter, I think, for them as far as fuel goes. So.
I mean,
as
it stands right now, you're probably staying out there for maybe another 10 laps. So for the drivers that stayed out there and didn't come into the pits at all, you're staying out there for 10 laps on pretty used tires at this point, and then you're going to have those new tires, and you're going to run for the last 18 laps or so to the end of the race. But if you came in for tires right here, you came in for tires and fuel, you can basically you're going to run those tires the rest of the race in the last 30 laps. But it's going to essentially be, a good maybe 10 laps on fresher tires than everybody else, so you can build that gap. And then the tire difference isn't going to be as big as it was early in the race. It's not like you've got, somebody going that much off strategy. You're only going to be 10 laps off strategy from everybody else. So, I mean, to me, I would 100%, if I'm anywhere from 5th on back, here, I would have came in to take tires and fuel. But hey, again, that's why I'm up here in the booth, and it's not always the right call. But Jimmy, our third bronze driver with a black flag.
Oh no!
Jeremy Gainey picking up a black flag here. Now the question is, he did get back on the lead lap. He was the lucky dog here, get himself back on the lead lap. He's gonna have to come in under green. but I mean, man, none of the bronze drivers clean here tonight when it comes to pit road, but hopefully these drivers stay clean the rest of the way. We got 28 laps to go at the line. Our first restart of the night. Tommy Rhyne controls him. Jack Stoneman on the outside, heading back to the restart zone. And we are racing again here at Auto Club.
Light spin there, the tires from 25. We head straight up the track as Tommy gets a nice launch. It's going to go ahead and allow him to get out front, and JP Phelps as well. So being able to put a car in between him and Jack Stoneman. Jerry Cruz up in there looking to get a few positions here as he's up in the top 5, up 17 spots. Biggest move of the night so far. Russell Black's in 5th. Yeah, some great driving going on right now, and I mean, obviously looking to kind of keep things going here. They are 3-4 wide behind them, Nicole.
Maybe 5 wide. I couldn't tell. It was so many cars wide right there, and somehow they're gonna survive. As will I. That was very close.
There's some. We're at that point of the race. 25 laps to go. You know, we got 35 minutes, so we should be good to go. A little rubbing here.
Oh, there's
wall people bouncing off walls. Oh no, hit 34.
And that is going to bring out another caution, and it's going to involve a few of our playoff drivers as well. As it looks like Jeff Rhyne, Josh Van Westen involved in this one. Jeff Rhyne is going to come out with a meatball flag on this one.
Oh my goodness.
So hopefully the 34 can get it back to pit road. Hopefully he has a faster pair as well. We'll take a look back and try and dissect what happened on this one on the backstretch. Looks like Zane Bierman off the wall a little bit down into the side of the 34. And he's kind of get hooked together. The 34 into the wall. But once he bounces off here, it just ends up, he ends up getting hooked again there by Zane Bierman and takes out Josh Van Westen here as well. And it looks like the 218 there, I believe that's a 218. Looks like it, Joe Thomas. Yeah, it is a 218 and Joe Thomas there getting involved in that one as well. See Joe Sullivan going way down to the bottom, as was Jeremy Gainey going down to the bottom to avoid that. But it looks like a few drivers going to get a black flag on this one. Joe Thomas, Jeremy Gainey still has his black flag, and then Jeff Rhyne now getting his meatball flag cleared. But second half of the race.
What do we do? The drivers that need to come in. They're in at lap 61. Yeah, I mean, I think they could go a few more laps, but they can't come in now and make it the rest of the way yet.
Well, keep in mind, you come in here, top off, then maybe you come in again, top off again. If this thing goes green, and you can stretch it out to 23 laps, even, going extremely slow on that last run, maybe there's a chance. I mean, we've seen drivers go a good 22, 23 laps. So there's a possibility. Here we go.
Tommy stays
first
out.
split.
Russell Black, Tyler Skills, Dave Topher, Grady Gerken, JP Phillips, Jack Stoneman, and Robert Kenny, Kelly Poynor, Caleb Collins, Chad Coleman, Joe Cruz. A lot of drivers coming in, Carl. Maybe they can make it, but I don't know if that's the way to move or not.
Well, this is the first time we see the split between Tommy Rhyne and Jack Stoneman all night long, as now we'll see Stoneman to the back of the field, but he's going to have fresh tires. Tommy Rhyne stays out there. You see right there we got the wave around car. That is John Crane getting the wave around to come back onto the lead lap here. So good run here for Crane. There's a lot of drivers that we haven't really talked about too much. We're keeping an eye obviously on the playoff drivers, but John Crane here in 20th getting back on the lead lap. A good championship night for him. Unfortunately not able to make the bronze championship for tonight, but I mean, who's going to win the bronze championship? Because right now you still have Daltin Drummonds back there 2 laps down. I think you would have loved to see the leaders come in there, maybe get a wave around to get a lap back here and have a chance, because Jeremy Gainey still has to serve his black flag here. But I mean, right now it's looking good for Tommy Rhyne, but it's a different strategy here for Jack Stoneman. He's back there in 16th position, and again, Jimmy, I mean, Jack Stoneman is it's going to have, you know, a good 6-7 laps that he's going to have those fresh tires and really be able to eat his way through there. But he's got to get through.
He's got to stretch his fuel. You know, they're going to go around one more time here. They're just starting. It's close. It's super close
the way I look here, Jimmy, though, is if I'm Jack Stoneman, if I was looking to stretch the thing on fuel to the end, I would have came back in the pits right there. The fact that he didn't come back in the pits, I'm thinking that he knows it's going to be another pit stop here. He wanted those fresh tires to work his way through this field and have that offset right now and then worry about defending at the end of the race.
Yeah, possibly. There's a caution here one more time. Obviously, the drivers will end up coming in. We have 24 laps remaining right now. When they come by, they will have 23. It's at the edge of that stop, and I think, like you said, Carl, if they wanted to possibly make it the whole way, they should have came in that second time. I don't think anybody came in that second time there on lap 76.
We had looks like Caleb Collins and Jeff Rhyne. Yeah, at the back of the field here. So maybe Jeff Rhyne trying to sneak back in, as all silver drivers are still right there on the lead lap as well. So we'll see how this thing plays out. But again, another restart here. The other thing too is we have a couple more cautions here. All of a sudden, you're bringing that rain cloud back into play as well. We got 23 laps to go. Tommy Rhyne, Russell Black on the front row. Going to get this thing fired off here once again, as Rhyne back on the loud pedal, and we are racing again here at Championship Night at Auto Club.
Yeah, that's Tommy getting a good, nice run there, and Jeff Black not as good. So the car kind of chased up the field a little bit, but Tommy, huge jump here, follow the field here, goes on newer tires. He's gonna take advantage of that and get around Tommy here, coming out turn number 2 down the back strip. So Tommy's now got to fight with a lot of these drivers with the new tires, and obviously not give it up, make them use up their tires the best they can, and try to stay out front here, but doesn't want to get too entangled or get people below him. Katie Kirkin gets the underside here, coming down the front stretch, obviously on the new tires as well. Going to try to chase down Tyler Scozum. So Tommy's going to drop back here, and that's kind of expected with the older tires. Unfortunate as he was leading this race for the majority of it, but you know, fuel is still a factor here. But still a couple more laps. The 66, I'm sure, wants to get in there. So lose a few more here, then come in and then try to work his way back up to the field and hope that Jack Stoneman will need fuel.
Jeremy Gainey in pit lane, but it looks like he is in his pit box. I'm not sure if that ended up being a stop and go penalty here for Jeremy Gainey. So he's dropping back through the pack. He's down 1 lap right now. Again, Daltin Drummonds is down 2 laps, so he's going to have to be in there for another lap for Drummonds to have a chance at him, but quite a long pit stop here for Gainey. So maybe he has a 40-second hold and then taking that final pit stop as well. But right now, Tyler Scozum out there like a rocket. He's in the lead by 0.8 of a second. Grady Gertman in second. Zane Bierman up there in third. Definitely a few Zane Bierman fans out there, I'm sure. I know Mike Casey, I'm sure, is one of them rooting for Zane up there in the podium spot right now. We got a few cars now into pit road as Joey Cruz, Tommy Rhyne into pit lane. Got to watch each other here. Make sure nobody takes each other out.
Yeah,
there we go. Joey
back.
lets him go by right there. But Kelly Poynor is top spot right now in the gold. In 4th place, Jack Stoneman. Now he's got a pretty clear track in front of him until he gets to Kelly Poynor. So right now he's got to put in some banger laps, because he's going to have to come in a second time. And that's where it's going to get real interesting to see where that all is going to shake out. If a caution comes out, it's certainly going to shake things up as well. So you never know how this thing is going to end quite yet. I mean, we're less than 20 laps to go, though. We are down to 19 laps to go right now. Your division leaders are Kelly Poynor here in 4th place. Right behind him, Jack Stoneman in 5th place in the platinum. And the silver went off strategy all night long here. Robert Kenny, but he's got a lot of hungry drivers right behind him, including Jeff Rhyne, who is now looking to make the pass on the outside. So 34 and the 034 about to do battle for the top spot, but not too far behind the car that got involved also in that last wreck. Josh Van Westen right up here in the mix. That's your top 3 in the silver. Looking back there at Joe Sullivan, he's still down 1 lap. We'll see if he can get another caution, help him get back on the lead lap, but it looks like Tommy Rhyne down and out here in 18th, 1 lap down, but he's not out of it. That 1 lap down was only because he made his pit stop, but you know, everybody ahead of him right now still needs to make a pit stop other than Dave Topher. Topher comes out in front for the time being. Looks like he may have just taken fuel or maybe 2 tires on this one, but I think Tommy Rhyne is going to easily move past him, and then another one in front of him, Joey Cruz. Looks like he only took fuel, but again, the win is not really what's on the table here tonight. You just got to beat your competitors, and right now Tommy Rhyne has got his eyes on that 25. He's got to beat the 25. That's it here tonight, but what he can't afford right now, he cannot afford a caution because he is not in the lucky dog spot as Joe Sullivan right now. Would absolutely love a caution to come out because he's got Tommy Rhyne right behind him.
Yeah, Tommy Rhyne on the hunt, and we got to make it quick here. Got to get around the 76 in order to make this thing even. Kind of a shot there, and you know, at least be able to get back on the lead lap here. As, the laps are dwindling. We're down to lap number 8. We're working on lap number 84 now, about to cross the line there to begin lap number 85, and it has begun. So only 15 more laps to go here tonight at Auto Club, and it's a brewing. The storm is a brewing. Pit stops are coming in. People are coming in. Let's get the splash and go. Let's get it done now. Let's not waste any time. You know, whatever it may be. You know, so maybe just that little bit. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, even if Stoneman, if he needs fuel to do it earlier than later. To possibly stay out in front of Tommy.
Yeah, because essentially this is a super short pit right now for Tommy Rhyne. So yeah, I would think same thing as, Grady Gherkin slides sideways entering. That's going to be a black flag for the 46. The little pickle won't here tonight as Zane Bierman gets in behind him. He gets in here cleanly, but the 46 going to pick up the black flag for that entry right there. Meanwhile, Tyler Skozen out front by 1.85 seconds over Jack Stoneman, who's now in second. I agree, Jimmy, 100%. I think the 25 should come in here quickly, but you also look at it, and you know, if a caution comes out here, Tommy Rhyne will get the lucky dog, but he's going to be at the back of the pack. You know, so you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. You come in here, you're going to be right back there with Tommy battling once again. If you stay out, it may end up costing you if a caution doesn't come out. So it's to be a crew chief right now. No thanks.
Wishful, you know, obviously wishful thinking. You know, and I think on both drivers' parts, you know, it's you know, if the 66 catches the 25, which is in front of him, not too far there, as he's got a lap on him currently. But if the 66 catches the 25 might be in trouble.
Right now, you take a look at your top drivers in each of the divisions. You got Jack Stoneman, Kelly Poynor, excuse me, and Jeff Rhyne, second, third, and fourth right now on the track. Jeremy Gainey back here in 19th, but it's good enough right now for the bronze lead. But your top 8 right now need to come back into the pits. JP Phelps right now is your leader of the drivers that already made their final pit stop. So Phelps maybe looking to steal away a win here tonight and claim, I believe that would be his first win on the season as well. Certainly long overdue. But, I mean, it's been a fantastic night here tonight. I want to thank all the fans out there in Sierra Nation for tuning in as we are getting down to the end here. We got another 12 laps to go before we call this thing and call our champions here in the booth. But while we have a second, I want to send a thank you to Kim's Cups and More for hopping on board here mid-season and becoming the title sponsor for the Core Xfinity Series. As Kim's Cups and More, or Kim's Cakes and More, as Tommy Rhyne calls it, more Kim's Cupcakes and More, you know, everything. But either way, Kim's Cups and More is your one-stop shop for all your apparel needs, whether it's a custom 20-ounce tumbler to fill with your favorite post-race beverage, a 40-ounce glitter tumbler to fill your morning coffee with after you were up all night celebrating that win, or maybe in a championship win, or custom clothing apparel with your favorite team sponsor, or maybe your favorite broadcasters.
And cake.
A custom license plate for your everyday ride, even mouse pads to help you rearrange that pesky new UI. You can choose from already created products or have them custom made to your liking. Whatever your pleasure, Kim's Cups and More has it all. Check them out on Facebook today. That's Kim's Cups with a K and more. We are now down to the final 11 laps here as Tyler Skosen is your leader by 3.5 seconds. Jack Stoneman just got passed by Tommy Rhyne. But again, that's not the pass that really concerns him at this moment. And you wonder, is the 25 saving it all? He's going to have to come into the pits one more time. He's going to need just a little bit of fuel, just enough to get him to the end. So it's going to be a short pit for the 25. But I think now that Rhyne has passed him, you got to think about coming in here. I know Rhyne is right behind your leader, Tyler Skosen, right now, and looking to get his lap back the hard way. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's such a tough call.
I'm going to get my splash, man. There's no way I'm going out because I have to save. I'm not hearing much saving going on either, so he's either 3/4 throttle and praying, or it's just he's going to have to come in, and then he's all the hard work will go up in smoke here quickly. But I think the splash and go is the way to go, Carl. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind. You see Tommy up there, he's obviously on a mission, plenty of fuel. He's got new tires, he's going, and every lap that you stay out there and kind of get around. I mean, you're looking at 40-second laps. You can probably get in and out of the pits, and you probably still have a good 10-second lead, over Tommy. But yeah, maybe he's got enough fuel. I don't know. I'm not in the car, so I can't see the gauge, and wishful thinking right here for the 25. But hopefully he has enough fuel.
I don't think he does. Yeah, I don't think he does. I think he's said that he needs to come in for a pit stop here, but he's trying to run this out, hoping that a caution comes out and puts him really in a good spot here at the end. But now you don't have another set of tires in the pits, so now Tommy Rhyne back on the lead lap. I would think, coming in here and letting your tires cool off a little bit, getting that little splash and go to get out of there, maybe is a better opportunity. But here we go. Tyler Skosen now gives up the lead to come into the pits. So we'll see where he comes out in reference to everybody else, because Tommy Rhyne just passed him. This may give an idea of where Jack Stoneman will eventually come out of the pits when he makes his final pit stop. Kelly Poynor now moves into second place. He also needs to pit. He is your leader in the gold division, but Jake Loesch is in there in second place, back there in 14th position. We'll see how that transpires before the end of the night. Matthew Simmons just ran the fastest lap of the race, so it's ramping up here as Simmons had an extra set of tires here in the pits, and you wonder what could have happened with Grady Gherkin having those extra set of tires, but it looks like he's called it for the night after that penalty. Keep an eye on the 25, but we're also keeping an eye here as you see Tyler Skosen coming out of the pits. JP Phelps is your leader right now of the cars that came in to the pits as he passes Tyler Skosen. Joey Cruz also came into the pits, and he looked back where Tommy Rhyne is, not too far behind, but still behind. And so you figure Jack Stoneman would still come out in front of Tommy Rhyne at this moment. And coming back to the line this time by, we're going to have 5 laps to go. It looks like the 25 slowing up here a little bit. But no, he's staying out for yet another lap. I don't think he is saving. There's no way.
I think Stoneman's going to stretch it. I think Poynor will try to stretch it. Jeff Ryan and Caleb Collins might be in the catbird seat. I think that right there, those two cars.
Because they came back in the pits. They came back in the pits. They got that extra lap of fuel, Jimmy.
Yep. I think they're in a good spot. 34 looking to maybe steal this one away if Stoneman and Poynor run out. I really do think that those two cars are a wonderful spot, and if not, JP Phelps might walk away if all of them cars need to come in. But yeah, let's hope that
Well, here comes
the
the 25.
has enough fuel. But
Here comes the 25. The 25 of Stoneman in pit lane. You got to figure Kelly Poynor's not going to be too far behind him. He kept it under speed coming in, so no penalties coming into pit lane. Kelly Poynor goes on by. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll also keep an eye on Jack Stoneman coming out for the Platinum Division win here tonight. It is definitely up for grabs. It is close into the silver as well. As you see, both the 34s, the 34 and the 034, Jeff Rhyne, Robert Kenny, both of them will have to come into the pits one more time side by side now. This is for your Silver Division Championship. Going in through turns 2 and onto the backstretch side by side. Take a look here as Stoneman coming out of the pits. Where is Tommy Rhyne? Across the start-finish line, so looks like Stoneman is still going to be in the lead coming off the backstretch. Got to keep it clean, keep it on that access road. Do not drift up on the track. Looks like no penalties here for Stoneman. He's got a 3.5 second lead back to Tommy Rhyne. It might have been the championship win there coming into pits under caution. Kelly Poynor still in the lead right now, and Jake Loesch so wants him to come into the pits to see where that is going to shake out and see if Jake Loesch has a chance yet. He's been the dominant gold driver here tonight, but looking at a second place as it stands right now. But taking a look back at the silver division, still going back and forth here as Robert Kenny on the outside, Jeff Rhyne on the inside. But again, both of these drivers probably need to pit. I mean, Jeff Rhyne came in and got extra fuel on lap 76, so maybe he's kind of faux battling Robert Kenny right now and letting him just go out there. Go ahead, burn your fuel. I'm saving this thing to the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kelly is in full save mode trying to get around here. They do not need a custom to come out right now. That's for sure. These drivers are stretching it out. Kelly Poynor might walk away with a win here on a fuel save run. And Caleb Collins is sneaking up there and gaining that 76 here. I think was the call that
Poynor
last
in the pits.
But Kelly Poynor coming in on the last lap.
Oh,
that
man.
Caleb
Collins is getting the white flag here tonight. One more lap to go. Can the 72 pull off the upset? Can Robert Kenny stretch it on fuel? He last pit on lap 75. All these drivers that pit on 75 came into the pits. He has got about a half a second lead on Jeff Rhyne, who has an extra lap of fuel. He doesn't need to save. Can the 34 beat the 34? Meanwhile, back in the Platinum, Stoneman still has a sizable lead over Tommy Rhyne. Poynor coming out close to Jake Loesch as well. We'll keep an eye on that as Jake Loesch did go on by. Out of the final corner, Caleb Collins going to get it done. No sputtering for the 034. Robert Kenny is going to stretch the fuel to a Silver Division win. And how about that? Jeff Rhyne actually is the one that runs out of fuel. He's going to have to settle for second. Jack Stoneman coming out of the final corner. He was happy to get into the championship race. How about getting the championship overall? Your Platinum Division winner in Season 6, Jack Stoneman, getting it done here in the 25. Jake Loesch is going to come home in the top spot in the gold, as you've seen Kelly Poynor had a pit on the last lap. Jeremy Gainey going to easily be able to get the Bronze Division Championship as well, with his competitors having those pit road issues. But what a finish, Jimmy. Auto Club delivers again. It never fails. I love this place.
It's it's the tale of what should I do, and obviously Tommy's been there, done that, and you kind of wonder what was going through his mind when he stayed out, and I get what was going through his mind. I got to make a pit stop, and then obviously Stoneman with the new tires, still not enough time, and I am surprised. I am really surprised they stayed out there, especially after Tommy went by him and is still staying out there for a few more laps. That would not have been me. I would have been immediately in, knowing that I only need a splash of fuel to get this victory. But I mean, I see where he was trying to do. Obviously, trap him a lap down, and even if he was the lucky dog, he could have, he had to give back the longest line. plenty, but able to execute that stop, get the victory here for the division. But let's not overshadow Caleb Collins, man. The number 72, quiet all night, up 11 spots, getting the win. The 034 of Robert Kenny. I mean, are you expecting some of these drivers up here, Carl? I mean, the 034 was silver, right?
I don't know how he still has fuel to burn it down. How does he still have fuel to burn it down in victory lane right here for the 034 Robert Kenny? I mean, what a race. He gets caught up and tangled up in a mess. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that was Jeff Rhyne that got caught up there. But the fact that Robert Kenny saved enough fuel early on in that last run because he had one less lap of fuel than Jeff Rhyne. You see Jeff Rhyne limping to the line. Just unbelievable. A fantastic drive from all these drivers. But while we get these guys ready to get their interviews for the last time this season, Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of tonight's final results?
Quick rundown tonight of tonight's finale, and your winner here tonight over the field is going to be the number 72 of Caleb Collins. We didn't talk about him much tonight, like I said, but definitely deserves the congratulation on the victory here. And then Robert Kenny in the 034 comes home in second. Jeff Ryan finishes in third, and then JP Phillips in fourth, and Tyler Skozen for your top five. Jack Stoneman finishes in sixth, your winner of your Platinum Division over Chad Coleman, Joey Cruz. Tommy Ryan finishing in ninth. Dave Tilford finishing in 10th. Give Zane Bierman a hand there, finishing in 11th. Jake Loesch finishes in 12th, Matthew Simmons in 13th, Russell Black in 14th, Josh Van Westen in 15th, Kelly Poynor finishing back there in 16th, Joey Sullivan back there in 17th, and Jeremy Gainey finishing in 18th. The rest of your field here, 19th and back, is going to be Joe Thomas in 218. 20th is going to be Terry Jansen Jr. 21st, Daltin Drummonds. John Crane finishes in 22nd. Louis Orduna in 23rd. James Molino in 24th. Grady Gherkin finishes back there in 25th. Cody Hemingway with a disappointing night back in 26th, and Dan Phelps, not the way he wanted his night to end either, and finishing at 27th. But great race, everybody. Congratulations on tackling 100 laps here at Auto Club. Congratulations to those winners of your divisions, and obviously the winner here tonight at Auto Club.
Well, typically we kind of go back to front. We go from third place on up at the end here, but since this is championship night, we're going to get our championship winners in here. But we're going to start with our winner here tonight, and the winner overall, not a playoff driver, and it doesn't get a chance to get out here that much, but it doesn't matter. Caleb Collins, do you realize what you've just done? Do you know what to do with your hands right now?
I was just sitting there thinking, and I was like, have I ever actually won a core race that wasn't on dirt? What do I do? Where do I go? What do I do with my hands? I have no idea. This is totally new to me. Did y'all like sprinkle some dust out there or something? How did this happen?
There was something in the air here tonight. It was definitely, it's Auto Club. It's the beauty of Auto Club here. But I mean, talk to me about the race itself. I mean, you guys went on a fantastic run in the first half of the race and went about 60 laps before you had your first caution out there. So definitely a grueling race, and certainly tires seem to be on the mind at the beginning. The end ended up being fuel on the mind, but talk to us about the other tires first.
Yeah, man, I couldn't believe, and I guess maybe it was everybody trying to be real careful on their tires. I couldn't believe how long we went on that first run. Kudos to everybody that for going. I mean, you know this place, you get 4 wide, and before you know it, you don't know there's a car to your inside or outside, and you're wrecking. But everybody did such a good job the whole first half of the race, and felt like we'd positioned it pretty well. Probably had top 10 car, I felt like. Could kind of save tires on the long run. You could definitely tell who didn't have the tires in mind, and this place eats them up real quick. So I think that probably it was going to play into my hand a little bit anyways, and I was looking at maybe a top 10 race, but yeah, then had a caution there at the end and just kind of threw everybody for a loop and mixed the whole deck up and re-rack them, and it's a whole new race.
Yeah, and it certainly worked out pretty nicely for you here tonight to get it done. But I mean, it certainly it wasn't easy out here, and it seemed like nobody was listening to me. I don't know if I know sometimes the drivers watch the broadcast while it's going on, but you know, it made no sense to me why drivers weren't coming in and those last couple calls, even the caution before that. You know, I figured it would change up the strategy and you have some extra tires for a little bit longer, but you decided to come in not just once but twice. In my opinion, the smart thing, because it was on the edge of being able to stretch it to the end, and that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, Foster wasn't here tonight, but I saw that I think we were going to go green with about 25 to go, which was about 10 miles longer, maybe 8 miles longer than I had stretched fuel all night. And just asked myself, what would Kevin Foster do? And from somewhere down in Houston, a little Kevin Foster popped into my head and said, "You can do it, buddy. Come back in and top off." And I said, "All right, little Kevin Foster, I'm going to do it just because you said it." And I've stretched fuel pretty far before. I don't know if I've gotten an extra 10 miles out of it before, but yeah, coming in and top it off. You could tell right there at the end. I think Robert was saving quite a bit. Of course, Kelly ran out, had a lap on him, I think. You could tell it was getting real tight there at the end. And I knew I saved an extra lap, I thought, just going off the fuel calculator before I kind of started mashing the gas a little bit. And you could tell a lot of guys were pretty nervous there at the end. And pretty rare, but it just happened to work out in my favor tonight.
Well, it's pretty crazy because Jeff Rhyne came in the same time as you. You both came in for a second time there on lap number 76 to get that little bit of extra fuel. He actually ran out coming to the line. Robert Kenny didn't come in a second time. He came in on lap 75, didn't come in on 76. So the fact that he was still running and it even have the fuel to do a little burnout in victory lane shocked the heck out of me, considering how close this was on fuel. But I mean, you guys played it to a T, and yeah, I'm not sure if this is your first win or not. We definitely need a confirmation from Tilford on that one on the oval side. But if it is, it's been a heck of a long time coming, and great to see that 72 in victory lane here tonight once again. But before we let you go and get out of here, Mr. Spoiler, who do you want to send a shout out to or thanks to?
Well, I mean, first of all, I got to say, Carl, you might need to speak to the admins, and if we can put these stock cars on dirt a little bit more often, maybe I'll be back in victory lane again.
Keep the dirt
at some point in the future.
Outside.
But no, got to thank the good Lord for just giving me the means, man, and getting to come out and hang with you guys. It's always a blast. Just getting to hang out with a good group of guys that just does this for the right reasons. Of course, I got to thank the missus in the house for letting me come out here and play, and have fun while she puts the kids in bed. Give a shout out to her, expecting our third on the way now, so we'll have us another one for her to take care of while I come out here and play here pretty soon. But and got to thank AW Workshop, man, Pullman Diesel. Got to thank West 4 for the awesome paint job. Sorry, it took the whole season to get it in victory lane, but you guys for doing the broadcast, the whole admin team for keeping this league going. It sure is fun on the rare opportunities I do get to come out here and play and have a good time. It sure is fun coming out here and doing it. So it takes a village to make it happen, but I'm glad we got it.
Well, congratulations from the CRM booth on your third there. First of all, congrats on your win here tonight. Keep an eye on the Discord. There's going to be an announcement most likely on Sunday night. There'll be an announcement, and it may be something that you like. We'll just throw that out there. Little teaser for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Little teaser.
I'm like, well, you know me, Carl. I'm like, what's her name in Monsters Inc. I'm always watching without me.
Nice. Well, you're winning here tonight. And whether it's your first one or your multiple ones here tonight, it was a fantastic run here, great strategy. So take some time to celebrate this one, and we'll see you hopefully again not too long from now.
Certainly will. There's a shot of Garrison Brothers with my name on it, so I'll go see to that. Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy. That is your race winner here tonight. Playing spoiler to all these championship drivers, the 72 of Caleb Collins. Now we'll finally get to the men of the hour that we've been looking forward to. And starting off here tonight, we're going to bring in our top finishing driver here in the bronze. Your bronze division champion, Jimmy, is going to be the 45 of Jeremy Gainey.
Jeremy! Give me a call on the boot. Do you copy? Jeremy? Bueller?
I'm here.
There he is. Hey, you know what just happened, right?
Yeah.
you won, man. You won the bronze division championship here tonight, being able to outwit, outlast, and all that fun stuff here of your competitors. But give us a rundown of your race, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. It's been a stressful season. Last couple of weeks, especially. I was in the hospital, and then last Tuesday night after the race, I went back to the hospital and just got out Saturday, but feeling better.
Like me.
Yeah. So I'm still a little sore, but I mean, I had good hopes going into this race because I usually do good at this track. And then the other two bronze had some penalties there, and kind of feel like I had it locked in, and then I went to go pit and didn't realize pits was closed, and then I was like, oh, I got an EOL, no big deal. And then all of a sudden I had a 40-second penalty, so it kind of made me sweat there, and then I had 0.1% fuel there coming across the line. Couldn't finish my donuts. First time I ever did donuts on iRacing, so I felt pretty good, but I ran out.
Yeah, man, we were, pulling for you there, and we were watching the problems happen for some of your other competitors, and we're like, he's got this thing locked up, and, then we see the black flag, and then like, oh no, like, it's just like a whole bunch of things going on, but you were able, like I said, you were able to overcome, survive here tonight, and obviously, each and every season, you're getting a little better here, and it's good to see you keep coming back and keep trying, but congratulations, man, on the championship there for bronze. And hopefully you'll be back next season and pushing it maybe a little bit farther, either running for that bronze championship again, or maybe even get moved up to the next reign of cars. So again, we want to say congratulations from us up here in the booth and everybody else out there watching, and give you some much deserved shout outs on that car. Excuse me.
Appreciate it very much, and thank you for all y'all do. It's been a great season. I want to thank my family too for putting up with me on these late nights, and like Caleb said, my wife, putting the kids to bed on Tuesday nights and dealing with me yelling, screaming in the.
You rest up and get better, so you can even do even better come next season. So again, congratulations on your championship here in the bronze division, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
All right, thank you again.
Yes, sir.
That is your bronze division champion, the 45 of Jeremy Gainey. Top spot here, and certainly the most hotly contested run here coming to the end of the race is the silver division champion. That's going to be the 034 of Robert Kenny. Robert, first off, I got to ask you, how the hell did you save that fuel all the way to the end there? I mean, you didn't come in for that second time like Jeff Rhyne did. He came back in on lap number 76 under caution. You decided not to, and somehow he ran out and you didn't. So what am I missing?
I don't know. I've always been pretty good at saving fuel. I know until that last run, I was just lifting early while everybody else was kind of diving into the corner and using up the brakes. And I found I could go about a lap and a half to 2 laps further than everyone. So I figured like, all right, we got about 25 to go once this restart happens. I'm like, if I actually start using the clutch, I could probably save another at least lap and a half, and that'll get me close enough. So yeah, that entire last run, I was clutching to save my life.
Well, we got to take it back earlier on in the race as well, because it looked like you and I believe would end up being the bronze division champion as well, Jeremy Gainey, decided to go off strategy when it came to tires. You guys only had 2 sets of tires in the pits here tonight, and instead of going 2 stints and then taking tires, you both decided to take tires on that first stop. So talk to me about that strategy.
Well, you give me way too much credit because that was not my intended strategy. I forgot to uncheck tires.
You could have easily just lied. We wouldn't, would have never known.
I know I could have.
I love an honest man. I love an honest man.
Oh no, but in other words that aren't so friendly, I may have just screwed up here.
I'll say for you.
Luckily, I had my friend and former teammate Matthew Rodriguez in my ears, like, don't worry, calm down. You've done something different, so just keep going. We'll try getting as much time while saving tire, and if you want to triple stint these tires, if they feel good at the end of them, we can do that. I'm like, I'll listen to you, but I don't know if I'll do that.
I don't know if I do that either.
Yeah, especially after the second run on those set of tires, they were down to like 65 or so. So yeah,
That's like perfect numbers for a GT car. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, listen, at the end of the night, to quote John Hannibal Smith, I love it when a plan comes together. And whether it was your plan or not, it worked out here tonight just enough to get you not just the Silver Division Championship, but I mean, even a platinum. I mean, a podium here tonight, finishing up there in second place. So heck of a run for you here tonight. And you stayed out of trouble as much as you could here. Certainly you avoided the cautions here tonight, only a couple cautions, but you had the right strategy at the right time. So congrats on the Silver Division Championship. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Thanks to teammates that ran most of the year. Unfortunately, most of them were on vacation these last 2 weeks, so they weren't able to run. Bronson Stafford, Shane Terrian, and all those guys. Buddy Matt Rod for keeping in my ear, keeping me calm throughout the whole race, especially that last run. Just keep doing what you're doing. And then at 2 to go, I look up, I'm like, oh, I'm in P2? He's like, yeah, you've actually been doing real well.
Yeah, don't look. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Keep driving.
Oh, yeah, no, I was not paying attention to anybody but the other 34.
Well, it worked out here tonight. Once again, congrats on the Silver Division Championship. We'll let you go celebrate. Certainly well earned here tonight, and it's pretty nice to see what you can do when you keep that thing out of trouble. And got yourself a championship here tonight. So congrats again. We'll let you go celebrate, and hopefully we'll see you next season.
All right, thank you very much. Have a nice night, fellas.
You too, buddy. That's your Silver Division champion, 034 of Robert Kenny. Top spot here tonight. In the Gold Division, had to wait until 1 lap to go to get it back, but Jimmy, the 51 of Jake Loesch, going to walk out here on top.
Hey, Jimmy and Carl back up in the booth. Do you copy?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Well, welcome to the booth, buddy. And definitely a well-deserved finish here, and obviously just grabbing that Gold Division Championship here tonight. So, yeah, give us a little rundown of your race, man. It was fun to watch, and obviously things got a little stirred up there at the end, and we were just kept watching everybody back and forth as everybody tried to figure out what they needed to do to kind of walk away a winner or a championship or just a good finish. But we want to say congratulations, but definitely need to hear your side of the story here.
Well, it was all going to plan until we got a caution. I mean, I had Kelly in my rear view and kept getting further and further back. And I was like, all right, I got this. And then he got all mixed up there. I thought he was going to save enough fuel to do it. I really did. And then he pit. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe that he pit.
Yeah, there was a few out there that I was surprised that they, saved enough fuel. Obviously, like Caleb Collins, Robert Kenny, and Jeff Rhyne, all up there coming in at like lap 75 and 76. And, Kelly was in on lap 75. Those drivers up there were just able to sit there, noticed it was super early and drove a little bit slower. So they were able to walk away with great finishes here tonight. But, in any way, obviously, just trying to bounce around between everybody. Your strategy worked, obviously because you were able to go the distance and not needing to come back in again after you made that last stop and grab that little bit of fuel to make sure you went the rest of the way and you're able to get around Kelly. So I want to say congratulations, man. It was one heck of a run, one heck of a season, and a well-deserved championship for yourself there in a number 51. So I want to give you a little bit of time for any shouts you might have as the season has come to the end.
Well, as always, we appreciate you guys up there in the booth. You guys do a great job, and you continue to do a great job, so we appreciate that. I'd also like to thank David and Joe for being unceremoniously the race control in race control. That's no fun, but they did a very good job with that all year. Kept things calm for the most part, and moving forward. So thank those two. Thank what's his name? Grady for running all season. Keeping me calm today, really. He was the one telling me just to worry about myself because I'm too worried about everything else going on around me, and he's just like, focus on yourself. And I did. I'd like to thank my girlfriend for putting up with me being down in the basement for half the week doing this stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I probably forgot people. I don't know.
You can tell her to unlock the door every now and then and let you out. No, but yeah, seriously, I appreciate all the shout outs, man. Great run, and you guys do a fantastic job. It's great to have everybody here to continue to race here at CRN. So, yeah, man, again, congratulations. Can't say it enough. We'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Yeah, thanks. I should probably tell her to take the earplugs out now, huh?
Yeah, right.
That is your gold division champion here tonight, the 51 of Jake Loesch, getting it done literally with 1 lap to go, as unfortunately Kelly Poynor couldn't stretch it out to get the win here tonight. Top spot here tonight in the Platinum division. The man that was just happy to be here, just happy to fill a spot and be in the mix here for the Platinum Championship. Well, you showed here tonight, Jack, that this wasn't going to be done without you. You're going to be in the mix the entire night. You were up there battling first with your other two competitors, with both Tommy Rhyne and Cody Hemingway before Hemingway had his issues. But then you and Tommy would just not let go of each other until late. You decided to go off strategy a little bit, and it paid off big time.
I can't. I mean, Carl, I'm trying to process what even just happened this whole race, especially in the end. I did not think my strategy was going to work whatsoever. My original plan was just to follow what Tommy was doing, and my assumption was it was going to stay green the whole time. And I thought to myself, like, hey, we could save these tires, get them towards the end, we'll be all good. First caution comes out, I think to myself, like, okay, we'll follow Tommy, let's see what he does. He stays out, I'm like, all right, I'll stay out, and then we'll stay green the rest of the way. Second caution comes out, and I sat here and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, look, he's good on the long run, okay? I could not keep up with Tommy. Well, I was able to, but dude, I couldn't make up any ground with him at all in the long run. So I'm like, I need to switch this up somehow. So I thought last second, I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. If Tommy stays out and we stay green, he's going to have to pit under green, take 4 tires and full tank of fuel. I, on the other hand, if I can take my 4 tires now under caution, that way when the green flag comes out, all I have to do is just do a quick stop and go, put 3 gallons in the tank, I'm good to go. Did not think it was going to work whatsoever until I came out of the pits and I saw I was 3 seconds ahead of Tommy. That's when I was about to start tearing up. I was like, dude, this is actually a reality. I don't know, Carl. I genuinely don't know. I don't think it should have worked considering the pace that Tommy had. But man, did it pay off.
Well, I tell you what, I was calling it even on the first round where you said that the first caution came out, you were deciding what to do, and since Tommy stayed out, you stayed out. I was even saying right there that I thought it was a good idea to come in the pits because you're going to have a nice long run on those tires before you have to come in and just take that splash and go to the end. So I was kind of surprised neither of you decided to pit there, but I was not surprised to see one of you come in on that second caution. And really, I think the only thing that surprised me is maybe not coming in for another pit stop on the second caution lap before you guys went to green to top off, and maybe decided to stretch it out all the way to the end like some of these drivers ended up doing. But you decided to stay out there, decided to just run hard and let the pace of those newer tires help you out in the end, and it did. I mean, Tommy was definitely driving and trying to get back to you, but in the end, you end up having a 3-second gap on him because of the different strategy. And you're not just a participant anymore. You don't get a participation trophy. You are the Platinum Division champion this season.
Man, does it feel good. I never thought that'd be coming true. I mean, don't get me wrong, I won a silver division before, and I thought to myself going into gold last season, I'm like, I don't deserve to be here. And then this season started, got promoted to platinum. I said same thing to myself. I do not deserve to be in platinum. I thought that the whole season. First half of my season, just terrible results. Couldn't even get a top 5. Eventually got a win. Didn't really know what to do with that. I was like, okay, whatever. But, the fact that I can finally tell myself, I've had a lot of people that have hated me in my life. A lot of people have told me that I ain't gonna go anywhere. And don't get me wrong. I know this isn't like as crazy as like
don't sell it
winning.
short. This is huge.
Look, man, look. Still, at the end of the day, a championship is a championship, and I am so honored to be in this position. When I took that checkered flag, I was about to start crying, but I'm so dehydrated right now that there were no tears that came down my face. So, but I'm probably screwing. I'm looking like Talladega Nights over here. I don't even know what to do with my hands. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Well, I mean, listen,
I don't know what to give y'all.
Looking all the way back to September, really, you can maybe look at September and Bristol with that win possibly being the chance of the championship, because if you don't get that win there with the way your season was going, you don't have that win in to get yourself into the playoff round. So that could very well have been the main reason to give you an actual chance at the championship here tonight. So you never know where your break comes. That was maybe your break kind of mid-season for you, got you into the playoffs. Snuck in here to the championship round. That's all you need to be. You just need to be here. You need to be in it for a chance to win it, and you did that here tonight. So as shocked as you are, as surprised as you are, we definitely seen the speed all season long, and you just maybe didn't get the breaks when you needed them. But here tonight, you made your own breaks. You got yourself the championship. So congrats on the Platinum Division Championship. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
As always, all the core admins here in the series running this show and just always making it a fun time for me to be here. I got to thank Team Watson Racing Setups for supporting me, making me faster on the track. Got to thank UNOH for being a huge sponsor, letting me represent the school, kind of showing what we're capable of. I got to give a huge shout out to both my teammates, Tyler and Joey. Been racing with them all season, and look, you got to give them credit, right? I mean, Tyler did everything he could. I was heartbroken for him when he didn't make it into platinum, but I know he had one hell of a drive, finally getting his first win. Amazing for him. Joey Cruz, I'm so happy for him. All the progress he's made since he first started in core Xfinity. I mean, he had his ups and downs at first, and now, coming up here, racing with the platinum drivers, with him being a silver division, I think he doesn't deserve a silver, man. He should be gold, maybe platinum. I'm so proud of him for everything he's done. Got to thank the rest of my friends and families that have been watching the streams, been watching me race, watching me take myself out half the time and talking drama with the league. But I don't know what I could have done without the support. Without them, I don't think I'd be here. I'll be honest, I really had no idea what my status was for this league coming in next season. I had no idea if I was even going to be coming back. I didn't know if I'd maybe go just to a different league, depending on my schedule, give or take. But I can definitely guarantee for sure I'll see y'all in Season 7 of the Core Xfinity Series.
Absolutely. Well, I can say one thing. It's not going to be Xfinity next season. But I would assume that this will be the car because it's been so popular. It'll end up being the O'Reillys, which it still pains me to say that the sponsor changed like that. But either way, it'll most likely be the B car again because it's been so popular here for so many seasons. And we'll see if you can now go and defend your championship. That's going to be a big, tall order as well. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of drivers out there looking to get back after you. But either way, take some time, take this off season, celebrate this one. It was definitely tough this season, all season long, but you come out on top. So congrats again on the Platinum Division Championship.
Thank you guys so much.
That is, again, your Platinum Division champion here for Season 6 and the Core Xfinity Series presented by Kim's Kups and More. congrats to all the drivers out here for the entirety of the season. Congrats to our overall points champion, the Platinum Division champion when it comes to the overall points. That is going to go to Tommy Rhyne here for the season. And we'll get an idea and a wrap-up once everything is cleared away for who gets the other points championships as well in the division. But this was a fantastic race here tonight. Love the support out there, not just from the drivers, with 27 drivers out here tonight for the championship night, which is fantastic. But great showing out there in CRA Nation as well. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. That is going to do it for season 6 here. We're looking already forward to season number 7 in 2026. But enjoy the holidays for the time being. We'll probably have some little fun events here, but not going to be broadcasted here on Tuesday nights, most likely at least, unless we have some special one-off events. But for myself and Jimmy from season 6 here in the Core Xfinity series presented by Kim's Kups and More, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.